So it's been a little while. When our new annual pass is going to return at Walt Disney World? It's a very good question, and it's one I've been asked so many times I've got to make a video all about it. This is going to be a prediction video, but it's going to be based on some facts that we've seen before. But keep in mind, we're in kind of new territory at Walt Disney World. They've reopened, things are starting to roll, we're moving, and we're actually starting to get a little bit more crowded here at Walt Disney World in the more recent days. It makes sense, it's summertime, a lot of people have been kind of stuck at home for a little while, they want to get out, and we're still kind of in that phase where people want to be out and about now and go and experience that vacation that they've had kind of saved up for a little while. Because of that, in case you didn't know, Disney has a policy right now, and it will change eventually, but right now they're saying that if you have an annual pass, you are able to renew. If you don't have an annual pass, and I've spoken to many who still don't, you are not able to buy a new one unless, this is a one exception, you get the Pixie Dust Pass, which is basically you get to go on the weekdays, and it's only available to those of us who live in Florida. Now we can be grateful that we at least have the Pixie Dust Pass for now, but I've gotten the question multiple times, when are the other annual passes going to be available for purchase at Walt Disney World? The answer is likely going to be early 2023, and I'm telling you that right off the bat because that's my prediction based on some research that I've done that kind of points us in that direction. The reason is because Disney is already kind of putting the plans together for a pretty crowded 2022. The rest of the year, Disney is predicting it's going to be pretty crowded. Now, if they open passes before that, I wouldn't be shocked, but I think it's more than likely it's going to be the early part of 2023 before any other passes start to open up for sale. This is one of the predictions that I really don't like to make because they can change in a heartbeat. If guests just stop going, all of a sudden it's going to change tomorrow. Like, that's how fast this kind of thing can change. But given the current information that we have, saying 2023 I think is a very reasonable guess. That being said, I think it's also likely that the park reservation system, which many executives have said is here to stay, is on its way out eventually around the same time. Do I think it's going to be at the same time? No, I think it's going to be eventually. It could mean 2023, 24, possibly even 2025 before the park reservations are gone completely. Now, that's not something that we all want to hear because I don't think many people like the park reservation system, but I think that right now that's what Disney wants to use. Now, we've talked about the park reservation before, how some guests are pretty annoyed with it, some guests don't like it, maybe one or two do, but I think most people don't. But Disney has been kind of experiencing an issue recently with the park reservation system and annual pass holders where the reservations are being kind of booked up further and further out for less busy times. I say it like that because if you think of a busy time as like a 3-day weekend, those passes tend to sell out way in advance. Like, you can be an annual pass holder or not and still not be able to make it into the parks on a certain day. But this kind of ties into another problem that Disney's having, which kind of has shaped my prediction here of 2023 for annual passes coming back, is the fact that even though a pass like Sorcerer Pass or Incredipass technically aren't blocked out right now, if enough passes are held far enough in advance by enough guests, you kind of, in a separate way, will be blocked out from several of the parks because those reservations are taken. That's why I believe that new annual passes will not be sold until after 2023 and maybe even a little further than that, simply because Disney realizes that guests are not able to kind of go when they really want to and when technically they should be able to given their annual pass status. Disney ran into an issue with this not too long ago with the Magic Key system. The guests couldn't get in when they were supposed to. They were just like, it was apparently an even more intense than Walt Disney World where the reservations were completely gone. Guests were not able to get in at all. And then all of a sudden, I think some guests like pushed a lawsuit on them or something like that where they are no longer selling the Magic Key Pass at all. It will likely come back, or some version of that will come back in the future, but that's kind of the issue that Disney does not want to have here at Walt Disney World, where they have it so frequently that guests feel like they truly are blocked out for times where they really shouldn't be. Right now, we don't have it nearly as bad as the Magic Key did at Disneyland, and for good reason. Disneyland's more of a local park, Disney World's more of a destination park. It does make sense, but there are weekends here and there where it's really difficult, even as an annual pass holder, to go to the parks. The way Disney has countered this, at least for now, is by having 5 reservation slots available for those with like a Sorcerer or Incredipass. Right now, you can book out 5 of them in advance, which I guess does seem fair when you think about how, okay, if you're holding like a whole 3-day weekend, maybe the 3-day weekend after you can't hold it. Technically, they don't really have them back to back, but you get the idea. That's their way of kind of counterbalancing this. So yes, the annual passes will come back, but probably not for a little while. In addition, I recently updated my pass, and I found out that if you were to take a step from, let's say, Incredipass to Sorcerer Pass, given Disney's current policies, and this can change, so be aware of this, you are going to be able to upgrade from that Sorcerer Pass back to Incredipass the following year. Again, given Disney's current policy. That being said, we don't know what tomorrow will bring, so if you want a certain level pass, get the one you want if you are renewing your pass. Now, those are my predictions for annual passes now and in the future. What do you think? Do you agree with me? It's going to take 2023, maybe early springtime 2023, or do you think it could be even longer before new annual passes are sold at Walt Disney World? And again, I am excluding the Pixie Dust Pass in this conversation. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Love to hear from you. Thanks so much for being a part of the magic with me today. Until next time, have a magical day.